Hi folks, Paul Regello here with the Arizona Audio Video Club today, and I'm here to talk to you about the RME ADI 2 DAC. I've had this DAC in the house for about a month now, and I think it's enough time for me to really weigh in on its performance, what I like about it and whatnot. And what can I say? I really like this DAC. It's great sound, super clean, crystal clear. No coloration at all that I can detect, just basically true to the source, which is what you want out of a DAC. At least most people do. They want something that just conveys the source material with no coloration. And this DAC does that, in my opinion. What else? It's got a great feature set. I mean, a lot of DACs in this price range, this is about $1,100. They might have balanced outputs. They might have volume control. A lot of them will have filtering options. This has all of those things and then some, because it's got a 5-band parametric EQ. It's got loudness control, balance control. You can change the display colors, which I'll get to in a minute, and you can also use it as a digital preamp because it has remote volume control and input switching, which is fantastic. If I didn't have a turntable, this is the all I have between my source and my power amp. So that's a huge bonus, and this thing is just basically so feature rich compared to a lot of its competitors in the $1,000 price point. It's very well built. You know, it's made in Germany. You can see it's got, you know, your typical inputs, USB, digital coaxial, and optical, and then single-ended and balanced outputs. And the other thing that's great about this is it's a headphone amp, and it has two headphone outputs. It's, you know, regular, you know, larger size for over-ear kind of stuff, and then EMIs, or I'm sorry, IMEs, which you know, I don't have a pair of those, so I wasn't able to test that, but you know, having that option is advantageous to some people, I imagine. So once again, doubles as a headphone amp in addition to a DAC, in addition to a digital preamp, and then, you know, it's got a screen. I mean, how many DACs in this price point, or just in general, have a nice screen? And you can change, it's the little things, you can change the colors and the tint and the style and all that stuff. Just little nuances that you just don't see every day. So, what is the negative here? Well, there really isn't a whole lot. It's a little bit of a nitpicky kind of situation, which is the user interface. It's a little bit wonky to navigate because you've got buttons, then you've got rotary encoders, and these also act as push buttons. So when you're navigating the menus, it can get a little bit confusing, you know, but once you get through it, everything's fine. What else? It doesn't look quite hi-fi. I mean, it's RME is really more of like a pro audio company, and if you look at their lineup, this is like the most consumer-ish device they make, and so you can tell that they went through great lengths to actually make it look that way, but it still looks a little bit more like it belongs in a studio than in your typical gear rack. But that's really not a big deal, I mean, because it sounds great and it performs great. So these are just small nitpicky things. One last thing about it is it uses an external switching power supply, which some people are not fans of. I don't mind them. I've had DACs with both, you know, linear power supplies and switchers, internal and external. I really can never tell the difference between them with regards to the power supply itself. But some people that might be a little bit hang up. I actually like it because it keeps the form factor smaller, and you know, if you do have a problem with the switching supply, this one is you know, external, and it's off, you know, away out of the way, away from the circuitry of the stack. So not a problem for me. Anyway, just to sum it up, it's a great DAC. It sounds wonderful. It's feature rich. You know, we're here in Arizona. It's hot here, so I'm going to give this 5 suns, which means it's smoking, it's blazing, it's a great product. If someone were to come to me and say, hey, I've got about $1,000 to spend, I want a really good DAC, I'd say this should be in your serious consideration set, probably towards the top list, if not at the top. So anyway, Wonderful DAC, highly recommended, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.